First things first, I got this helmet off jensonusa.com for, what was it, $179.99. Something about 44% off at the time. So if you aren't picky about color, I've seen them floating around at similar prices on Jenson, Evo, Backcountry, and I think Competitive Cyclist. Of special note is that Jenson was willing to send me two helmets, a medium and a large, so that I could figure out which size fit me best. Turns out I'm on the upper range for a medium. And they sent that along with a shipping label so that I could send back whichever size didn't fit, and that's a huge help when it comes to buying helmets online. I like the Bell Super DH. It's a good helmet that does everything it says it's going to do. Unfortunately, to do all those things, it has to make a few compromises that I didn't like. So, at the time I got it, my wife and I were living in a small apartment and we had, 8+ bicycles in it, depending on whether or not I was helping fix a friend's bike. So consolidating two helmets into one was a great way to save space while also refusing to downsize on bikes. Since then, we've moved, and now we have a garage and enough space that if I were to do it all again, I'd probably just buy two dedicated helmets. As a full-face helmet, it provides all the protection I could want, the spherical MIPS being particularly cool. It's rated as a full DH helmet, which is great, and the ventilation works well considering the amount of protection it offers. Getting the helmet on my head, however, is a bit of a pain in the ass compared to a standard full face. With a standard full face, I just kind of yank the helmet on over my head, maybe shove some hair out of my eyes, and that's really it. With the Super DH, I have to deal with all the extra parts that allow it to also work as a half helmet. This plastic harness on the back I have to loosen or tighten each time, or I risk folding the whole thing inside the helmet when I pull it on over my head. Now, it's doable, it just needs a little bit of extra thought. Or I can avoid that risk altogether by pulling the chin bar off each time. Getting the helmet off poses another problem. The chin strap splits into a Y, again, so the helmet can work as a half shell. And this will sometimes catch my ears when I try to remove the helmet. So again, if I want to do things comfortably, I have to pull the chin bar off. Sometimes I can wiggle my ears free before taking the helmet off, but that's not really ideal. As a half shell, it still retains the spherical MIPS, which is great. It doesn't look abnormally large, and it has good coverage. Really, it only falls prey to one fault. My sunglasses don't fit. So admittedly, this could just be the sunglasses that I have, another pair might work fine, but for me, I'm left with no other option than goggles. So there's that. And that's where I land with this helmet. In certain circumstances, it's great. Very convenient, being able to do both roles adequately, while serving its primary function of safety very well. But if that circumstance isn't something you find yourself in, then the compromises that this helmet has to make to fill both roles is very inconvenient, and I'd suggest just getting two different helmets, a full face and a half shell.